Hello everybody, hope you're doing well today. I am going to show you how to make a really simple, easy peanut butter cookie, gluten-free. So if you have any gluten intolerances at all, this is the cookie for you. 3 simple ingredients is all it takes, so easy peasy. To truly make it gluten-free today, I am putting parchment paper over my 75, 85-year-old cookie sheets. Yes, I'm pretty sure my parents got these for their wedding when they got married, and I inherited them. And yeah, so I'm guessing in between 75 and 85 years old. And yes, I know when my parents got married, I just don't know for sure if that's where these came from. And there's really no trademark on them or any way for me to track that, so I just have to go based on how many years I've cooked with them and my sisters before me. And so anytime you are cooking gluten-free, if you didn't already know this, and you're using metal, you absolutely have to use parchment paper, because metal will allow gluten to get into its pores and then will contaminate anything else that you cook in it. So if you have glass that you're cooking in, you're good, not a problem. But any kind of metal is a problem. Now, if it's just a gluten intolerance, it's probably not a big deal. But if you ever have anybody that truly has celiacs, that is a big deal for them. So you have to be really, really cognizant. So our really, really difficult 3-ingredient cookies here call for 1 cup of sugar, white sugar. We're going to do 1 cup of peanut butter and 1 egg. Easy, easy peasy. We started making these when my son was really small and had some allergies going on and trying to weed things out, and so gluten was one of the things that we took out. But his grandmother definitely wanted him to be able to still have a sweet treat that hopefully wouldn't set him back and rock his world. So she came up with these, and they have been not always our go-to, because we still do like the traditional ones where you put the extra ingredients in, but these are sure easy and really nice for when you're dealing with allergies. One thing I will say about these cookies is that the dough is definitely much softer than your traditional peanut butter cookie recipe with the flour. So with the flour in the cookie dough, whether you do it by spoonful or whether you make it into the little balls and then do it that way, the ones with the flour in them will keep the traditional peanut butter cookie pattern in them much easier than these ones will. But I'm going to do some of these with the pattern in, and I'll do some without, just so that you can see what I mean. And you don't have to put the pattern in it if you don't want to, but traditionally peanut butter cookies normally have a little crisscross on them. When I was young, and if I do the flour ones in particular, I find it easier just to use our potato masher that already has all the nice beautiful little squares on them. But for these and any other time that you want to, you can just use a fork to put that together, and that's what I will do tonight. These metal measuring cups, I didn't realize were quite so noisy. All right. And I forgot to get my egg out again. Alrighty, our very last, not truly organic, grain-free egg. Good thing I have more in there to choose from. So our locally homegrown egg here, just as a habit. Crack it into a bowl and make sure it all looks really good. And yeah, that's a beautiful egg. So in we go. And yes, I could use my mixer, but it's 3 ingredients. Not going to take us long to mix this up. Easy peasy. So it's one less thing I have to wash is the beater when I use my muscles and just do it this way anyhow. If you want to add a dash of vanilla in, like maybe a teaspoon, you sure could if you wanted to. In a peanut butter cookie, I can't really see the benefit to doing that because the peanut butter flavor, I think, overrules the vanilla flavor anyhow. So I don't really see any point to that. I know there's some out there who like to top these cookies off with a little bit of sugar, or not sugar, but salt on top. You can. Personal preference. Feel free. I personally don't see a need to do that at all. So I will not. I'm sticking with just my 3 ingredients, seriously. All right. Let's put that on my way here. I'm going to, because this dough is really so soft, that trying to make little balls out of this would be really, not impossible, but it would be more challenging than I want to deal with. And so I'm just going to drop it by teaspoons, and then we'll put our little pattern in. Our paper will hold still and cooperate for us. It's kind of the tricky thing with parchment paper. It likes to kind of scoot around on its own and do its own thing, at least until you get it weighted down a little bit. Now, I honestly have not, I know there's lots and lots and lots of peanut allergies out there. I have not honestly tried to do the substitution of almond butter, but really you sure could if you have peanut allergies that you're also dealing with. Try that. Sometimes you just have to do some experimenting until you figure out what's going to work and what's not. And maybe at some point I'll give that a go, because I know that there are those that either have the allergy or just don't even care for the taste of peanut butter. And there are so many, it doesn't have to be almond butter either. There are so many butters out there anymore. It's certainly not like when I was younger and we had a choice, and that was peanut butter or nothing. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just do my little fork. One way and then the other. But as you can see, it is just a little sticky. That fork does not like to come off easily. And because this dough is so very soft, the pattern will hold some, but it's not going to hold like it would with a traditional cookie at all. And you could, if you are very much more of a perfectionist, OCD type of person, seriously, feel free to use a melon baller or something like that so that your cookies are all much more uniform in size. All right, I'm going to pop these in our oven at 375 for 10 minutes. May take a little bit longer, but I'm going to start with 10 because my theory is you can always cook it more, but you sure can't uncook it. And I'll be back. Okay, 10 minutes was not quite long enough, so I put them in for another 3, total of 13. They have just a touch of, not even barely a touch of wanting to cave when you just barely touch them. I'm probably not even going to let these ones sit on the cookie sheet for a minute this time, because if I do, they're going to be overcooked. If they have a little bit more softness to them when you lightly touch them, then if you let them sit on the cookie sheet for just a couple minutes, they'll finish cooking to just the right amount of doneness without burning on the bottom. So as soon as these cool a little bit, we'll give them a go and see what we think. Okay, this is our finished product. See if I can do this without tipping them. And as you can see, these ones have got the slight pattern in them. These are the couple that I left with no pattern at all. So you can kind of see our little squares, but not by much with this particular dough. It's just too soft for all that. But on a scale of 1 to 10 to eat, pretty good. Melt in your mouth. Has kind of a little bit more of a grainy texture to it, just because the flour is not there to smooth that part out, so you can hear and feel more of the sugar this way. But really, it's a good cookie, easy to make, and definitely great for if you have gluten-free problems that you got to deal with. See you next time.